Is Xbox on the way to ruining yet another company? Nintendo cracks down on the eShop and a new Cyberpunk 2077 update. All that and more on today's episode of Dexter's Lab. Let's go. Welcome back to the lab. Thanks for tuning in. Let's hop right into our first topic, the Cyberpunk 2077 2.3 update. So with this update, I think the most important thing is you won't have to worry about losing your progress. Of course, they'll be introducing new items into the game, so you want to make sure it won't interrupt your progress because some people don't have time to continue playing. Some people won't play this game. They want to keep their trophies or achievements or whatever the case may be. So with this update, they're adding 4 new vehicles to the game, and that, my friends, is amazing. You'll be able to acquire these vehicles by completing new quests that have been added to the game as well. To go along with those fancy new cars, they're also adding a feature called Auto Drive. This cutting-edge autonomous driving feature will take you to your chosen destination. For those of you who like to drink and drive, this will be perfect. Night City will never be safer. Update 2.3 also brings Cyberpunk 2077 to a whole new platform. Mac users, we did it. Patch 2.3 also gives us things like implemented cinematic camera for auto drive, self-driving Delamain cabs are now available on demand. Rayfield's Crystal Coat is now available for vehicles from partner brands, and it fixes a litany of bugs in the game. However, one of the most coveted features is still not available in the game, the designated third-person mode. Hopefully there'll be one more update in the future, but if not, Cyberpunk, you've come a long way, and Project CD Red, we thank you. Next up, Nintendo reportedly has new guidelines for games on the Switch 2. The guidelines seem to have gone into effect as soon as the Switch 2 launched. They target inaccurate game descriptions, game bundles, and titles featuring sensitive content. Does that include waifus? The waifus? No! Let the others lose their waifus, not me! Some developers feel like these new guidelines are in response to their complaints about some of the slop games added to the eShop. Furthermore, they were told to provide accurate descriptions and not to make changes to the game name or description after the launch. I understand that sentiment from Nintendo, but to be vindictive to try and get back at the developers seems a little childish. On top of this, the guidelines target games that overtly support or criticize real-life countries, organizations, or ideologies, or anything that can prove damaging to the Nintendo brand. I would say those gaming keycards are definitely damaging the Nintendo brand. We may have seen these guidelines come into effect already. Last month, Automaton reported that the upcoming entries in the Hentai Girls series will be renamed to Kawaii Girls. Pekotime Games notes that previous titles in the Hentai Girls series will not be forced to adhere to the franchise rebranding, so it appears Nintendo is aware of the eShop epidemic, but devs will seemingly still be able to work around the guidelines by changing their branding. So why do any of this in the first place, Nintendo? You're not stopping the problem. But it's Nintendo, and they can do whatever they want. We all know that. Our third topic of the day is Spider-Man 2. It's coming to the Xbox. No, it's not. I don't know where this rumor started, but hopefully I can put out the fire. As you can see, I was scrolling through Twitter and there were a multitude of people just discussing Spider-Man 2 coming to the Xbox. And let me tell you, it will never come to the Xbox. The only way this will, I don't think it's a way for it to happen at all. Sony will never allow this. Even if they sell the rights back to Disney, they still won't allow this game to come to Xbox. It's a cash cow. It makes so much money. They have the rights to Spider-Man, the gaming rights, the movie rights. So why would they give it back? Why would they share it? It's literally printing money. So everybody on Twitter, stop it. Next topic. Leaked prices suggest the Rogue Xbox Ally X might be the most expensive Xbox console yet. There have already been some rumors about its price range flying around from anywhere between $800 to over $1,000. A new report from 3D Jugos via IG may have given us our first glance, leaked by Asus itself, and honestly, it's not as bad as I was expecting. Although these prices may still just be a placeholder or some weird quirk of Google's new AI-enhanced search algorithms, Google search store metadata scraped from Asus website seemingly suggests that the Xbox Ally and Xbox Ally X will closely match their predecessor's retail price, at least in Europe. For comparison, the previous Z1 Extreme Asus Rogue Ally X is currently also 899 euros in Europe at RRP, although it's currently on sale for 100 euros off on Amazon Germany. Asus and other hardware retailers rarely do a one-to-one price conversion on devices like this. At the current exchange rate, an 899 euro Asus Rogue Ally X will come in around 1,050 US dollars. So the question is, would you spend $1,000 to play the Rogue Xbox Ally X? Let me know in the comments below. Our last topic of the day comes to us from an article written by IGN. ZeniMax responds to Microsoft canceling unannounced MMO following a wave of mass layoffs that impacted an estimated 9,100 employees at Microsoft, many of whom were in Xbox gaming division. ZeniMax Online Studios United, aka ZOSU, which represents employees on both the Elder Scrolls Online and the canceled unannounced MMO, issued a lengthy statement addressing the layoffs project cancellation. Earlier this month, Microsoft indefinitely shelved an unannounced MMORPG at ZeniMax Online Studios, a shock to the 222 ZOSU-CWA developers working on the project. It has been heartening and validating to see our game mentioned in the press and by players that would have loved to see the results of our work. Undoubtedly, a future has been stolen from many of us, and our community will never experience an amazing game. However, despite decisions regarding the status of our employment, the fact is we have not yet been laid off. While we understand that for most of us, something like a layoff is inevitable, last December both the teams behind the Elder Scrolls Online and the unannounced project voted overwhelmingly to form a union and establish ZeniMax Online Studios United. Worker volunteers elected to represent the interests of our union are currently bargaining with Microsoft for the benefit of our impacted teammates. While Microsoft and ZOSU CWA bargain over how we move forward following the project closure, the developers behind the unannounced project remain employees of ZeniMax Online Studios with full pay and benefits. On July 2nd, our lives were upended without prior notice or communication from Microsoft leadership and without clear understanding about the status of our employment. In light of this, our union came together with urgency, gathering and distributing information and resources to our affected members. Where Microsoft has failed to support the talented craftspeople who have generated billions in revenue, our union has stepped up to provide clarity and support. It is true that a layoff may be in the future for some of our members. However, as a result of our organizing, we are able to ensure that those impacted will be able to depart with dignity. More importantly, the work of ZOSU will continue so that our remaining teammates, the stalwart developers of ESO, can follow in the footsteps of our colleagues across other departments at studios at Microsoft, including our union siblings at ZeniMax Workers United. We look forward to other units who will soon ratify fair contracts that will guarantee the rights we all deserve. Wow, Microsoft, just wow. You guys suck. You're a Fortune 500 company and you're firing people all willy-nilly, just crazy. You don't give a damn. These people got to feed their kids. I got to feed my kid. So I understand it. I'm very, very disappointed, very disheartened by this news. I don't want to make a joke about this. It really sucks if you don't have a job to support your family just because a company's being greedy. It really hits home for me. I've been in similar situations, and it just hurts seeing your family and not being able to take care of them. So do better, Microsoft. Do better.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And ninja kick that notification bell. But most importantly, keep moving forward and game on.